Hello and welcome back to Grim Survival. This video is going to upload on Wednesday, October 30th, 2019. I had to look at the date. I always do because I never remember. I have not had enough sleep. I think I've slept 4 hours in the last 48 or something like that. So if I'm stumbling around and fumbling words, that is my own fault. Anyway, but that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is crop rot and devastating crop. It's devastated. It really is. It's just a devastating crop loss. That's what it is. It's devastating crop loss. That's probably the name of the video. Yeah, I'm at a loss for words. It's devastating. But anyway, before we get into it, let's just have a word from our sponsor.
I am actually Roderick Chappelle with Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, where we make prepping fun. So come on over and check our channel out as well. Don't leave Grim Survival. Keep watching his stuff, but add us to your playlist also. Take care.
Thank you, Roderick, for that intro. Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, link in the description. All right, back to it. Yeah, I really am at a loss for words. What you're about to see is very grim, so just keep that in mind. We had Tropical Storm Olga. I think they called it Olga. The remnants of it came up through the Midwest over the last couple of days, which I said in the preview video, if you've seen the preview video. Yeah, and it just drenched everything. And that's what we're about to show you here. Is you're going to see flooded fields and flooded soy, flooded corn. But stay tuned. Toward the end, I did something a little different. I actually got out of my vehicle and walked up to the corn, and we'll see that near the end. So hey, let's just get right into it. Up first, we're going to see some flooded soybeans. Yes, that is a soybean field, and it is very difficult to get a soybean field on camera when you're driving past it at high rates of speed. These videos have actually been slowed down to about half speed. I think this was half speed on most of these clips, so I tried to slow them down as I'm it's an editing thing I do. Anyway, point of this clip is the variation of the colors in the soy, and you can see some of the very dark soil there. That means how, that just shows you how wet it really is. But the variation in colors, the greens, the tans you see in the back, a little bit of brown here, is just the variations in the maturity level of the soy. And with the cold temperatures that we're having and the freezing temperatures that are coming, if they're not here already, that's just preventing it from maturing anymore. It's not going to. It's done. It's not happening. All right, on the other side of the road here, and I'm not really sure what this plant is. To be quite honest, I'm not sure. I've zoomed the video in. I've froze it. I've tried to do everything. I've drove past it really slow, looking at it, staring at it. You can see it's underwater right there, but I'm going to tell you what I think it is, and I think it is corn. I have looked at it really close as much as I could, and without getting out of my truck and walking up to it to confirm, I can't 100% guarantee it, but it looks like corn to me. There you just seen some more flooded soybeans, and that's going to be something you're going to see quite often throughout this video. That's just yet another standing cornfield. Moving on to the next clip is just more corn. You can see the greens and the different, various colors in the corn also. The color variations from the tans and the greens. And yeah, we're moving this one at full speed because I don't remember why I didn't slow this one down, but right there is the soybean field that we're trying to look at, and you can see the dark color of the soybean field. It is not supposed to be that dark, and as we learned from the soybean video I posted a couple of days ago, link hopefully will be in the description if I remember this time, that one's underwater, but the dark color of the soybeans means that it is water damaged and starting to rot. And that has been confirmed by farmers and my Google searches. So yeah, it's starting to rot, and it really is not salvageable at this point. It is gone. There's no hope for it. Moving on down the road, more very dark soy on the left side. You can see unharvested corn. This corn is very small, petite corn. It's really, I doubt it would be usable even if they got it out of the field, which is not really going to happen at this point. More flooded soy there on the right. Next clip here is just these fields have actually been harvested, but I wanted to show you it's not all bad. Some of these fields have been harvested even though there's flooding in them. The problem we're going to see is in the spring if this flooding doesn't dry up before the spring, and I can tell you it's probably not going to, just due to the fact that it's going to be frozen and freeze thaw, freeze thaw. It's not going to allow it to dry out. Here's some more devastating floods, and this is another soybean field. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see, but there is standing soybeans in that field. More very petite small corn. I don't know if that would be usable even if you got it maybe for livestock feed, but that's that's questionable. But as wet as these fields are, they're not getting machinery out there to harvest it. It's not happening. So as I keep saying, these fields are devastated. This is just, it's gone. It's just gone. And I don't know any other way to say it other than it's just, you know, it's ruined. It's just devastated. It really is. This clip, we've actually seen this area before in a few of my other videos, and just the corn there, I mean, you couldn't drive a tractor through that if you want to. You might be able to get a boat out there, but I've never seen anybody harvest corn with a boat. But, you know, wait till next year, we might. On the other side of the road, that is actually the U.S. cold storage facility in that area. They store food, but that is a soybean field, and it's mixed with corn in the other area of that particular field. That's clearly underwater. This is half harvested, well, I guess partly harvested soybeans, some parts of it, and you can see it's been harvested in patches. They've harvested certain areas, and certain areas they have not, but obviously it is, you know, common theme here, underwater. Tropical storm came through on Saturday. Now, any of the clips with the clear sky were recorded on Monday. Any of the clips with the cloudy sky and the rain clearly on my windshield was recorded on Tuesday, which is the same time I'm recording this audio and this video. So it will be posted on Wednesday, but all of this video was made on Tuesday, and some of the clips, like I said, the clear sky on Monday. Anyway, enough of my rambling. Sorry, I'm a little tired and it's late. But anyway, yeah, more floods, more unharvested corn. And you can see the dark color of this corn coming up. It's really starting to look the same way the soy did. It's starting to get really dark. And I've noticed this a lot of fields as I drive. Really dark fields. And this is just, yeah, this area we have seen before, and I kept this clip long. I haven't shown it to the extent that I am doing here. We've seen this area before, and yeah, that corn is probably a good, you know, quarter, an eighth of the way up the stalk, covered in water. It is ruined. It is just, it's not salvageable. We're not using that corn. More of the same here, half harvested, partly harvested soybeans. You can kind of see it here where patches of it have been harvested, patches of it have not been harvested, and you can obviously see the flooding in the field. It is definitely devastated, and I'm going to say devastated probably another 20 times in this video, because that's really the only word I have for what I've seen. It's just, it's gone. Yeah, I don't know how to say it. We're just not using none of this. It's just gone. You couldn't get a tractor out there, and even if you could, it's rotten. I mean, maybe the deer might still eat rotten soy, but you can't really feed it to cows and livestock that humans plan to eat, because, you know, that could have adverse effects on the animal. And yeah, we'll just let science tell you that. Look it up. More of the same here, flooding, and more flooding. And this is the same area. I mean, it's just, as far as I can see a lot farther than the camera can. I can see way back into these fields, thousands of acres. Of course, I can't see the flooding in the cornfields because you can't see the ground, but it's there. Believe me, it's there. And yeah, it's not getting any better. It's just, there's nothing we can do now. It's gone. All these soybean fields are gone. They're so flooded that you'll never even get there, get it harvested if you wanted to. It's just, it's gone. So what are we going to do now is the questionable part. Yeah, and I could show you just hundreds of clips like this. Alright, here as you can see, I actually got out of the vehicle. I parked in a public parking lot. It was near a restaurant, and I parked in the restaurant's parking lot and walked a little way over to the actual cornfield, and you'll see quite a bit of trash here because people are inconsiderate slops. But that's, you know, a different video for a different time. As you can see, this corn is very small, very petite. I'm a lot taller than it is, and like I said in other videos, I'm 5'8", and that corn's maybe 4 foot tall, maybe. We can get some close-ups here of some of it. I didn't touch it. It was just open like that. Does that look edible to you? I mean, would you want to eat that? I wouldn't want to eat that. I don't know if it's still usable for livestock, even if they could get it harvested. I mean, certain parts of it still look somewhat yellow, and you know, kinda. That one, obviously, don't think anything even grew in there. The ones that are open, you can just see how, yeah, it's rotten. It's just completely unusable, rotten corn. As I said just a few minutes ago, as we were driving past corn. Yeah, it's some of the worst corn I've ever seen. I've grown corn several times in my life, and I've never grown corn that looked that bad, and I'm not an expert at it. And these people are farmers. They do it all the time, and look at what has happened. This is a direct result of the solar minimum. Direct result. Look at the corn. The weather has just, it's too wet to do anything. It's just ruined it. Here is, this is actually the west side of Indianapolis. If I forgot to mention it, the last field was on the south side of Indianapolis. This is the west side of Indianapolis. I drove past this field, and just apologize for the shaky video. I didn't have the settings right on my phone. New camera will actually be here on the first week of November. Thank you to the person who put me over the edge today. You know who you are. Thank you very much. That was much appreciated. I was able to order the camera today, so it should be here soon. Anyway, I was driving on the west side, and I managed to get out of my vehicle, personal vehicle, and walk over to that cornfield. And I may have went ahead and, yeah, just peeled one back and opened it up. I probably shouldn't have, but I did. And I'll freeze it right here, and you can see what I found. Inside of the ear of corn isn't really any corn. Rotten. It's just completely unusable, rotten. And that's the theme. It's devastated. Let's just take a quick look at the crop or the harvest report here before we go. This was updated Monday the 28th at 3 p.m. Last time we looked at this, it was at 30%, I believe. Now we are at 41%. It has gone up by about 10% in a week. This is Indiana, obviously. We're at 48%, and this is corn harvest only. 48% corn harvested as compared to last year, 75% by this time, with a 5-year average of 66%. So yeah, we're pretty far behind. Let's take a look at Illinois, where most of the video today you've seen was captured, except for when I was walking around. That was in Indiana, but most of the driving was captured in Illinois over the last 2 days, and yeah, it's very flooded. All right, anyway, Illinois, 54% harvested so far. Last year, 88%, with a 5-year average of 80%. They are way behind, and I could show you the other states, but I'm not going to. You can, I will remember this time. I will post a link in the description. You will be able to see it. I've been hearing a lot about the U.S. Strategic grain reserves, and I've been told that we have none. And yeah, this is InfoWars. Yeah, that's Alex Jones. I know. I find the guy to be extremely obnoxious myself personally, but the internet wanted him to shut up. And if the internet wanted him to shut up, then yeah, I don't want him to shut up. This was posted August 17th, 2015. Really was 2015. And this is telling you that we no longer have any grain reserves at all. And it explains about the grain reserves and how it was created to, after the Great Depression, it was created to store grain to make sure that we had food, that nobody, the whole country didn't starve to death. But it was used up by 2008, and I will post a link so you could read the full article. But, the USDA liquidated the remaining reserves back in 2008. So if a major food crisis hits this country, our government would have nothing to give us. And this was posted, like I said, 2015. Guess what? Major food crisis. It hit. We're here. We are seeing it. By this time next year, you are going to be feeling it in your stomach. All right. That's enough of Alex Jones for one day. Welcome back. And I just want to apologize for the stumbling around, in my talking in this video. I'm very tired. I'm running on very little sleep and not nearly enough coffee. So, just apologize for that. Yeah. Count how many times I said devastated in this video if you want. I'm probably going to say a couple more, because that's just, I have no other words for it. It is devastated. I have so much more footage I could have showed you of flooding. I could have made this video 2 hours long of nothing but flooding clips. I just pulled a few of them out, and yeah, my phone has so many. Yeah, you probably see some more if you're getting sick of these videos of me driving past cornfields and soybean fields, and now apparently I'm walking up the corn and soybean fields, and yeah, if you're getting sick of it, let me know. I don't foresee having to do this maybe one more time before, but there really is no point to it. It'd just be really redundant of just how much it's just crop loss. It's gone. It's not usable. We're not going to be able to get it out of the fields anyway, and it's not usable. So yeah. What can we do? Prep, and store food. Store it now. Stack it to the rafters, as Bear Independent says over at bearindependent.com. Check it out. I keep giving advertisements for channels that probably have never heard of me, but that's okay because I follow them and I like them. Speaking of channels that I follow and I like, Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. We're planning on doing some kind of collaboration. It's just if I can find time, and I never can. Maybe we'll just do a live call in where I'll just talk on the phone, because I can do that all day long while I drive. I have Bluetooth headsets somewhere around here. So it's actually right here. Bluetooth headset, so I can talk and drive at the same time. Yeah, it works out really well. And that's all I have for you really today. Hopefully we'll get back to my regular truck talking and philosophy, and I'm planning on doing some survival skills videos if I can get myself out of buildings and into forested areas. It's hard to get into the wooded areas in the fall here in the Midwest just due to the amount of hunting. So I wanted to be a YouTuber, and then I took an arrow to the knee kind of thing. That's a gamer joke. You'll have to look it up. Taking an arrow to the knee. Yeah. Anyway, I will stop rambling. Hopefully, there was one other thing. Oh yeah, one other thing I wanted to tell you was that I'm planning on making a video, and this was the video I was planning on making last weekend, but footage got ruined on my phone. Don't ask why. New camera will be here soon, but the video is I'm going to show you where I acquire bulk food for storage purposes. There is a store I go to, a couple of them. Costco is one of them, but that's not the point. It's not Costco, okay? And neither is it Sam's Club. You'll see. I'll show you a couple things online. I'll show you. Hopefully I'll have this video up by the weekend, if not early next week. That's the goal. Don't hold me to it, because time constraints are just, time constraints. Anyway, I'm going to bed. I hope you all drive safe. Be safe out there. Prep. Just stack it to the rafters. Store your food. And, if you don't live in the Midwest, store water. If you do live in the Midwest, just go get a bucket and go outside, because we got plenty of it on the ground. And that's it for me. Have a good night. Remember, survival is grim. Like, subscribe, share, and good night.